In today's video, you're entering fat loss and your goal is to go from looking like this to looking like this, or perhaps my client who went from looking like this to looking like this. You're using a very specific protocol and you're worried. Let me explain why you should be. Hey guys, in today's video, we're gonna talk about a 1,000 calorie diet with some drops that are meant to help you with hunger. Also, a feeding window. Also, a very specific meal plan. And we're going to talk about why fat loss and weight loss in regards to being successful doesn't need to have these controls, but there are some instances where I find them valuable. So I want to talk about the question that I got on my Instagram direct message. Guys, if you're interested, send me your questions. Also, I want to let you know our Summer Sculpt Challenge registration is open. Now, it doesn't kick off. Submissions aren't due until June 2nd, but you can sign up now. You'll get all your materials 2 weeks before the start date. My wife and I joined a weight loss program. The program uses lipotropin appetite control drops to help you lose weight. In this program, you're only allowed to eat 4 ounces of lean protein, 4 ounces of veggies, half cup of low sugar fruits. Also, you have a feeding window from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m., so intermittent fasting. You take the drops 3 times a day. The calories work out to less than 1,000 calories a day. They don't want you working out for 60 days for the reduction phase. My wife and I started this program, 240 pounds, 33% body fat. My wife at 125 pounds, 34% body fat. Is this safe for 60 days? The goal is to lose body fat, boost metabolism. If I lose muscle and fat at the same rate as my body composition never changes, thanks for the advice. First of all, run. Don't walk away from this protocol.
Run, Forrest, run away, hurry.
Very, very dangerous for many reasons. First things first. When it comes to losing body fat, we're all impatient, okay? When I'm dieting down and I'm trying to reach a physique that looks like this, right? This is where I'm pretty happy with being very lean, but also still have my muscle. If I were to take an approach like this, where I stopped lifting, took in 1,000 calories a day, I would end up skinny fat. Do you know what that means? That means although your body weight comes down, there is an equal amount of lean body mass loss that goes along with the fat loss. You've also severely compromised your metabolism by eating such few calories that now you're going to struggle to keep the weight off. Also, you're going to rapidly restore the body fat and have less muscle. So your metabolic rate's actually going to be worse because you've lost muscle. So why are these programs popular? Well, they're quite easy to sell. Those lipotropic drops aren't doing anything for you, okay? I see this all the time. They make a promise in a program and say, this is why it works. No, it works because you're eating 1,000 calories a day because you've been giving an eating window and very specific instructions. You'll be lucky if, when it's all said and done, you don't have more body fat, an eating disorder, and less muscle. That's where this is headed. Let me explain how actual fat loss should work. Here is my free ProPhysique macro calculator. Guys, it's free. I just go to prophysiquemacros.com, fill out some information, and it's going to spit out some numbers. Now, these numbers are not specific to you, but that's because it's free. If you're looking for coaching and you want a one-on-one support from me and my staff, I'll put a link below for that as well if you're looking to set up a free consultation. But if you just want some information on where to start, what the calculator is going to do, it's going to calculate your macros to ensure that you are not losing muscle, that you are losing body fat at the appropriate rate. Losing body fat rapidly is going to devalue fat loss. What do I mean by that? Yes, you're going to lose body fat, but you're going to do it in such a manner that you are creating long-term problems for yourself. Having less muscle, a severely compromised metabolism, and an association with good food, bad foods is what sets you up for failure. The reason you're watching my channel, the reasons I've had more than a decade of success with coaching people is that there is no restriction on the foods you can eat. Let me say it for the people in the back. There are no bad foods. Foods are simply caloric, energy intake. That is all they are. If you label a food good or bad, you are immediately creating a problem for yourself. You're creating a barrier where you start to think, I should not eat these bad foods. And when you're trying to lose body fat, what you're going to start to crave is the foods you think you shouldn't eat. However, if you treat all food as simply a math equation, you just look at the food as the calories that it takes, then you can start to go, you know what, maybe these aren't the best foods for me at this moment, but if I'm really feeling like I need to go out and have some donuts or a pizza, I can simply look up the nutritional value for that, fit it into my daily, weekly goals, and I can fit those in and keep going. Does that mean they're always going to be the best choice? No, but we live in the real world. Food is not just simply for nourishment. No, it's actually for enjoyment. Sometimes we want things because they taste good. Sometimes we want things because our friends are enjoying it. Sometimes it's it's a reason to celebrate. And that is all okay. What these type of programs teach us is that to lose weight, you have to avoid that. That is a completely false narrative that has been pushed down our throats. There are no healthy foods, okay? Guys, I don't eat anything that is labeled healthy. I simply hit my daily macronutrient goals. If you want to watch some of my videos on fat loss, I promise you I've been more shredded than you. And I promise you that I am in great health. And all I do is focus on, yes, good, whole foods. But I probably eat more Pop-Tarts than the average human. I promise you I am enjoying foods that I eat. I'm able to enjoy the foods that I want, reach my goals, and teach my clients how to lose weight. But guess what? Keep it off and make this a long-term situation. It does really no good, guys, if we are losing a bunch of body fat only to end up in a worse situation. So while I can certainly understand your goals here with the lipotropic drops, by taking the drops, it's called the placebo effect. The drops are not doing anything. However, psychologically speaking, you believe the drops are going to work. So what's actually doing the work is the fact that you're eating so far below your basal metabolic rate that you're going to lose body fat. That's the only part of this equation that you actually need to focus on. If you're going to focus on 1,000 calories a day, it doesn't really matter what you eat, okay? The reason you believe this is going to work is because you're involved in this program, you've got the drops, you're eating these specific foods. That is not the reason. The reason is going to be the huge gap in energy balance. Fat loss is simply about the equation of how many calories our body burns a day through our basal metabolic rate, along with our non-exercise activity, along with any specific exercise that we do. And then you subtract that from the amount of food that you take in or the energy that you're bringing into your body, okay? Now, over time, what you need to do is create a gap there. Your body is going to break down fat to use for fuel. It's also going to burn that fuel off, okay? Fat burning is not the same thing as fat loss. When you hear people say, well, when you're in ketosis, you're not eating carbohydrates, your body is burning a lot of fat. Yes, but you're also storing a lot of body fat because you are actually taking in so many calories from fat. What matters is that gap, that difference. Are you in a caloric deficit, okay? You can eat carbs, you can eat fats. Obviously, I like to focus on protein, but what the real magic with the approach that you're taking has nothing to do with the drops. It has nothing to do with anything other than the fact that you're in a severe caloric restriction. The fact that they don't want you to lift weights, I think that's actually a ploy, because by not lifting weights, you're going to be less hungry. You're going to lose lean body mass. The scale's going to drop a little quicker. It's going to be exciting. The focus should not be the scale. The focus should be the overall body composition. Where are the inches coming off your waist? Are you seeing changes to body fat? Are you seeing a continued improvement in lean body mass? Okay, the ratio of fat going down while you're keeping or building muscle means your body composition should be improving. However, if you're losing muscle and losing fat, you're just going to end up in a worse place. Guys, we need to do better. We as coaches need to provide more information. Wherever you're getting this from, it's not a good situation. I would really like to see you guys focus on taking a more sustainable approach to fat loss. It's not as sexy as saying for the next 60 days, we're going to lose 30 pounds. No, but what's going to happen over the next 30 days, you might lose 4 or 5 pounds, but it's going to be of body fat and you're going to be metabolically better off for it. You're not going to have an eating disorder. So yeah, I think you guys are in a very dangerous situation. I don't recommend you continue. And if you do, just be aware that by the end of this, you're going to need to slowly increase your calories, get back into lifting in the gym, because anytime you start to overeat, you're going to be really, really prone to rapid body fat gain, binge eating behaviors because you haven't had certain foods in a while, and you're not going to know how to stop because your hunger signals are going to be out of control because your fat cells are going to be telling you you should keep eating, even though you know better. So this is where we run into binge issues, body composition issues, and honestly, this is when people usually reach out to Pro Physique for help because we get results and we do it the right way. So hopefully this answers your question, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.